standing on a wooden walkway bolted into the side of a canyon, turquoise river running underneath me, and I still can't believe more people don't come here. The water's so clear it barely looks real. This pale green blue you usually only see in filtered photos. This is Vintgar Gorge, day 4 of 6 in Slovenia, and honestly this trip almost didn't happen. Let me back up. Day 1, I land in Ljubljana. This is Slovenia's capital, and it's tiny. You can walk the entire old town in under 20 minutes, which is not something you can say about most European capitals. A dorm bed here runs about 21 euros a night, a private room around 40. I paid for a private room near the river, 5 minutes from everything, and it didn't even crack 50 euros. The whole check-in process took about 4 minutes. No line, no hassle, just a key and enjoy the city. First evening, I just walked, no real plan. Ljubljana doesn't really have cars in the center. It's mostly pedestrian, river on one side, castle lit up on a hill watching over the whole thing. There's live music drifting out of half the riverside bars, nothing forced or touristy about it, just people actually hanging out. Coffee here is about 2 euros. Proper sit-down dinner, 3 courses, ran me under 20. I ordered something I couldn't fully pronounce, and it turned out to be the best plate of food I had the entire week. For a European capital, that's almost hard to believe. Day 2, I hiked up to Ljubljana Castle, walkable in 15 minutes if you don't mind a bit of a climb, or a few euros for the funicular if you don't feel like it. I walked. View from up there is the whole city laid out at once, red rooftops, the river curving through it like a green ribbon, mountains in the distance already hinting at what's coming later in the trip. There's a small cafe up there too, and I sat for probably 40 minutes longer than I planned to, just because the view didn't get old. I spent maybe 30 euros total that day, including food, and didn't feel like I was cutting corners once. Day 3 is where most people's Slovenia trip starts and ends, Lake Bled. The bus from Ljubljana is about 6 euros, an hour and a bit. And the moment the lake comes into view from the road, you understand why everyone's phone comes out at the same time. It's stunning. Church on an island in the middle of an alpine lake, castle on a cliff above it, mountains framing the whole scene like it was designed that way on purpose. I took the little wooden boat, a Platna, out to the island, rang the bell inside the church like tradition says you're supposed to for good luck, and ate the cream cake Bled's famous for, a ridiculous stack of vanilla custard and whipped cream that somehow lives up to the hype. It's touristy, no way around that. There were tour groups everywhere, but it earns it. Day 4 is the one I opened with, and this is the part almost nobody told me about. 20 minutes from Bled, same bus network, barely any extra effort, is Lake Bohinj. And it's arguably more beautiful, with a fraction of the people. Same alpine water, same mountains, but you can actually hear yourself think. No tour buses idling in a parking lot, no queue for boat. At morning, I did Vintgar Gorge, the wooden walkway I mentioned, built right into the side of canyon, that turquoise river underneath you the entire way. The sound of the water actually loud enough to drown out conversation in a few spots. Entry was around 10 euros. If Bled is the postcard everyone's seen 100 times, Bohinj and Vintgar are the version nobody's telling you about, and they're right next door. Day 5 I moved to the coast, Piran on the Adriatic. It doesn't feel like the same country. Venetian architecture, narrow stone streets that open up suddenly onto a harbor, and it's genuinely on the water. You can swim right off the town, no beach required, just steps down into the sea from the promenade. Hostel bed here was about 25 euros. I spent the day just wandering the old town with no destination, getting mildly lost in alleys that all somehow led back to the same square, and eating seafood that cost less than a mediocre lunch back home. Day 6, on the way back toward Ljubljana, I stopped at Postojna cave, one of the largest cave systems in Europe, and you actually ride a little train through part of it before walking the rest on foot, past formations that have been growing for literally thousands of years. It's colder than you expect down there, worth bringing a layer. Predjama Castle is right nearby too, built directly into a cliff face halfway up a rock wall, which is one of those things that looks fake in photos and somehow looks even more unreal in person, standing right underneath it. So here's the actual damage: 6 days, budget style, hostels and guest houses, self-catered breakfasts, sit-down dinners, all the entries and the odd bus ticket. I landed right around 350 euros for the whole week. Not per day, for the entire trip. Comfortable, not miserable backpacker style either. If you wanted a bit more comfort, private rooms the whole way, you're still looking at under 1,000 for the week. For context, that's less than what a lot of people spend on 4 nights in Switzerland or Paris. If you're the kind of traveler who's been circling the same 5 European cities everyone else goes to, Slovenia is the one that actually surprises you. Mountains, coast, caves, lakes, all inside a country small enough to cross in a few hours by bus. I almost skipped it. I left wondering why this isn't on more people's lists.